before the world begins to ask for your time, before the phone lights up, before the messages call your name, before the list of duties rises in your mind, give yourself 15 quiet minutes. Not to worry, not to fear, not to yesterday, not to the people who need something from you, not to the old voice that says you are already late, already behind, already not enough. Give these first 15 minutes to yourself. Let them be yours before they belong to the world. These minutes may look small from the outside, just 15 minutes. A little space between sleep and the day. A little pause before your feet touch the floor. A little breath before the world enters. But in the inner life, small things are never small. A seed is small, but it can become a tree. A candle flame is small, but it can change the feeling of a dark room. One kind thought is small, but it can turn the heart away from fear. And these 15 minutes, when you give them to yourself with love, can become the doorway into a very different day. The morning is a soft place. It is not yet full of noise. It has not yet become busy with answers, duties, and reactions. There is a tender space when you first wake up, a space where your mind is still open, where your heart is still listening, where your body is still returning from rest. This is a holy space, even if the room is messy, even if the house is noisy, even if the day ahead has many things waiting for you. The holiness is not in perfect silence. The holiness is in your choice to come back to yourself before you give yourself away. So before you reach for the phone, pause. Before you read one message, pause. Before you let the world tell you what to think, pause. Before you remember every problem, every bill, every task, every person, every mistake, every fear, pause. Put one hand on your heart if you can. Feel the warmth of your own body. Feel the breath entering you. Feel the simple truth that you are here. You have opened your eyes to another day. That alone is not small. That alone is a gift. In these first moments, do not rush to become useful. Do not rush to become ready for everyone else. Do not rush to become the strong one, the helpful one, the calm one, the one who answers quickly, the one who carries everything. First, be with yourself. First, remember that you are a living soul, not only a person with duties. First, remember that you have an inner world, and that inner world needs care. The day will ask many things from you, but before it asks, let love ask first. Let peace ask first. Let your own heart ask first. Your heart may ask, can we begin slowly today? Your body may ask, can we breathe before we hurry? Your mind may ask, can we choose a kinder thought before the old fear takes over? Your spirit may ask, can we remember who we are before the noise begins? These are gentle questions. They do not blame you. They do not push you. They only invite you back into your own life. The first 15 minutes are not about doing everything right. They are not about becoming perfect. They are not about proving that you are spiritual, strong, healed, focused, or wise. They are not another task to add to the list. They are not another reason to judge yourself. They are simply a little room inside the day where you can return to peace. A quiet room, a kind room, a room where you can say, I am here, I am safe in this moment, I can begin again. Think of these 15 minutes as a small sacred room inside your morning. The door opens when you wake up. For a little while, nothing else has to enter. The worries can wait outside. The phone can wait outside. The old stories can wait outside. The voices of fear can wait outside. You are allowed to sit inside this room and breathe. You are allowed to be slow. You are allowed to meet yourself with softness. This is not selfish. It is not selfish to begin your day with yourself. It is not selfish to breathe before you serve. It is not selfish to be still before you answer. It is not selfish to give your own heart a place to land. When you begin the day by abandoning yourself, the whole day can feel like a chase. You chase peace, you chase approval, you chase time, you chase strength. But when you begin the day by returning to yourself, you do not have to chase as much. You carry a quiet center with you. Say to yourself softly, the morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world. Do not say it like a fight. Do not say it like you are pushing life away. Say it like a memory. Say it like something your soul has always known. The morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world. My breath belongs to me before it belongs to worry. My mind belongs to me before it belongs to fear. My energy belongs to me before it belongs to other people's needs. And if a part of you says, but I have too much to do, answer that part gently. Of course there are things to do. Of course life has duties. Of course people may need you. Of course there may be work, family, messages, plans, meals, bills, and many small things that fill the day. But you will meet those things better when you have not left yourself behind. You will answer more clearly when you have breathed first. You will love more freely when you are not empty. You will move through the day with more grace when the first gift of the morning was not panic, but presence. 15 minutes can become a place where your nervous system begins to soften. 15 minutes can become a place where your thoughts slow down. 15 minutes can become a place where your body feels safe to be here. 15 minutes can become a place where your spirit remembers, I do not have to begin this day in fear. You do not need an hour. You do not need a perfect routine. You do not need a special room. You do not need special music, special clothes, or a perfect mood. You only need a little willingness. You only need to say, for these first minutes, I will not run away from myself. Maybe you are lying in bed. Maybe you are sitting on the edge of the bed. Maybe you are standing by the window. Maybe you are in a small room where others are still sleeping. Maybe your day begins early. Maybe your day begins with noise. Still, there can be one breath that belongs to you. One hand on the heart. One gentle thought. One small pause. And from that one pause, a new feeling can begin. The mind may want to rush. It may say, get up, check everything, think about everything, solve everything. But you can answer, not yet. First, I return to myself. The old habit may say, you are already behind. You can answer, I am here now. Fear may say, this day will be too much. You can answer, I will meet this day one breath at a time. The world may say, hurry. Your soul may say, begin with peace. There is a deep power in how you begin. The first moments do not control every event in the day, but they can change the way you meet the day. They can change the way you hear your own thoughts. They can change the way you speak. They can change the way you carry your body. They can change the way you respond when something does not go as planned. They can give you a small inner light that stays with you even when the outer world becomes busy. When you give yourself 15 minutes, you are not escaping life. You are preparing to enter life with more love. You are not hiding from your duties. You are choosing to meet them from a better place. You are not refusing the world. You are refusing to let the world be the first voice inside your mind. That is very different. You can love others and still begin with yourself. You can care deeply and still protect your peace. You can be responsible and still move gently. In these first 15 minutes, you may simply breathe. You may place both feet on the floor and feel the earth holding you. You may drink water slowly. You may stretch your arms. You may say one kind sentence to yourself. You may look at the light in the room. You may close your eyes and imagine the day beginning with calm. You may write one line. You may whisper, I am safe. I am guided. I am willing to begin again. The practice can be simple. In fact, simple is better. The soul does not need a performance. The soul needs honesty. Let the first 15 minutes be a loving promise, not a strict rule, not a heavy demand, a promise. A promise that says, I will not leave myself before the day has even begun. A promise that says, I will not hand my peace to the first worry that knocks on the door. A promise that says, I will give my own heart a place in my morning. This is how change begins. Not always with a grand moment, not always with a big decision. Sometimes change begins quietly while the world still sleeps with one breath and one new thought. You may not feel different right away. That is all right. Do not turn the practice into another reason to measure yourself. Some mornings will feel peaceful. Some mornings will feel restless. Some mornings your mind will run in many directions. Some mornings your heart will feel heavy. Still, the practice matters. Each time you return to yourself, you teach your mind that peace is possible. Each time you choose a kinder thought, you teach your body that the morning is safe. Each time you pause before the world enters, you build trust with yourself. Trust grows through small promises kept with love, not through harshness, not through shame, not through forcing yourself, Trust grows when you say, I will give myself 15 minutes, and then you try. Even if it is not perfect, even if it is only 5 minutes at first, even if your mind wanders, even if the day begins quickly, the effort counts, the love counts, the returning counts. You are not trying to become someone else. You are learning how to be with yourself in a new way. There is something very healing about being the first person you are kind to in the morning. Before you offer kindness to anyone else, offer a little to yourself. Before you speak gently to someone else, speak gently within. Before you hold space for another person, hold space for your own heart. This does not take love away from others. It makes your love cleaner. It makes your energy steadier. It helps you give from fullness instead of from fear. So let this be the beginning. When you wake, do not throw yourself into the day like a stone into water. Enter slowly. Enter with care. Enter as if your spirit matters, because it does. Let the morning open like a soft door. Let your breath be the key. Let your first thought be kind. Let your first choice be peace. Let your first 15 minutes say to the whole day, I am not here to be dragged by fear. I am here to live with love. The morning belongs to you before it belongs to the world. Your breath belongs to you before it belongs to worry. Your mind belongs to you before it belongs to old thoughts. Your heart belongs to you before it belongs to anyone's need. And when you remember this, even a little, the day begins to change. Not because the world becomes perfect, not because all problems disappear, but because you are no longer entering the day empty. You are entering with yourself. You may wonder why the morning feels so heavy sometimes. You may wake up after many hours of sleep and still feel tired. You may open your eyes and feel as if something is already sitting on your chest. You may not have spoken to anyone yet. Nothing has happened yet. The day has not even fully begun. And still, the mind is already full. It starts counting what must be done. It starts remembering what went wrong. It starts asking what may happen. It starts pulling yesterday into today before you have even taken your first deep breath. This can feel discouraging. You may think, why am I like this? Why can I not wake up peaceful? Why does my mind run before I am ready? Why do I feel behind before the day begins? But please be gentle with yourself. This is not a sign that you are weak. This is not a sign that you have failed. This is not a sign that you are not spiritual enough, strong enough, calm enough, or healed enough. It is simply an old pattern rising early. It is an old way of protecting yourself. It is a habit of the mind that has been practiced many times, and now it appears without being invited. The mind often believes it is helping when it worries. It thinks, if I think about every problem now, I will be safe. It thinks, if I remember every mistake, I will not repeat it. It thinks, if I imagine what could go wrong, I will be ready. But worry is not the same as wisdom. Fear is not the same as guidance. Running through the day in your head is not the same as living the day with peace. The mind may be trying to protect you, but it may also be stealing the softness of the morning. When you wake up heavy, it may be because yesterday did not fully leave. Maybe you carried too much into sleep. Maybe you went to bed with worry. Maybe your heart was still holding a conversation that never ended. Maybe your body was resting, but your mind was still trying to solve life. And then morning came, and the same thoughts returned like visitors who did not know when to leave. They stood at the door of your mind and said, "Remember us? We are still here." But you do not have to invite every old thought in. You do not have to sit down with every fear. You do not have to feed every worry breakfast. You can notice them and still choose a different beginning. You can say, "I see you, old fear, but you do not get to lead this morning." You can say, "I hear you, old worry, but I am choosing peace first." You can say, "I remember yesterday, but I do not have to live there today." Sometimes the heaviness comes from reaching for the outside world too quickly. The phone becomes the first voice of the day. Before your own heart has spoken, the world begins speaking. A message, a comment, a bill, a headline, a reminder, a request, a picture of someone else's life, a problem that was not in the room a moment ago. Suddenly your mind is no longer waking up slowly. It is being pulled in 10 directions. Your body is still soft from sleep, but your thoughts are already standing in the middle of noise. This is why the first 15 minutes matter so much. The mind is open in the morning. It is like a door that has just been unlocked. What enters first can set the feeling for what follows. If the first thing that enters is pressure, the body may tighten. If the first thing that enters is comparison, the heart may shrink. If the first thing that enters is fear, the mind may begin to search for more fear. But if the first thing that enters is breath, kindness, and a simple, loving thought, the whole inner world begins differently. You may also feel heavy because you wake up already judging yourself. The mind may begin with, "I should have done more yesterday. I should be further ahead. I should be more disciplined. I should be calmer. I should not feel this way." These thoughts can feel normal because they have been repeated so often, but they are not kind, and they are not the truth of your spirit. They are old voices. They may sound familiar, but familiar does not mean true. A thought can be familiar and still be false. A fear can be loud and still be wrong. A pattern can feel like your personality and still only be a pattern. You are not the morning heaviness. You are the awareness that notices it. You are not the first worried thought. You are the one who can choose the next thought. You are not the old habit. You are the loving presence that can begin again. When the morning feels heavy, it is often because the mind is trying to live too many moments at once. It is thinking about yesterday, today, tomorrow, next week, old pain, future problems, what others think, what could go wrong, and what you must fix. No wonder the heart feels tired. No human heart was meant to carry the whole past and the whole future in one morning breath. You were meant to live this moment, this breath, this step, this small beginning. The Spirit always brings you back to now. Fear pulls you backward and forward. Love brings you here. Fear says, remember everything, control everything, prepare for everything. Love says, breathe. You are here. One step is enough. Fear says, you must fix your whole life today. Love says, begin with one kind thought. Fear says, you are behind. Love says, you are allowed to begin from where you are. So when the morning feels heavy, do not fight yourself. Do not attack your mind. Do not say, I should not be thinking this. Do not create a second layer of pain by judging the first one. Instead, meet the heaviness as you would meet a tired child, with patience, with softness, with a calm voice. Say, I know you are scared. I know you are trying to protect me, but we are not going to begin the day by running. We are going to begin by breathing. This is a very powerful inner shift. You stop making yourself the enemy. You stop turning the morning into a battle. You stop trying to force peace. You simply become kind enough to guide yourself. The mind needs guidance. It needs a loving hand. It needs a new path. It does not need punishment. It does not need more fear. It needs you to return as the gentle leader of your own inner world. You may say, but I have real problems. Yes, you may. Peace does not mean you pretend life is perfect. Peace does not mean you ignore what needs attention. Peace does not mean you smile over pain and call it healing. Peace means you do not let fear be the first ruler of your mind. Peace means you meet life from a steadier place. Peace means you can look at what is real without letting it swallow you whole. The first 15 minutes are not there to deny your problems. They are there to prepare your spirit to meet them. When you breathe first, you may still have tasks, but you are less lost in them. When you speak kindly to yourself first, you may still have challenges, but you are not facing them with self-attack. When you release yesterday first, you may still have lessons to learn, but you are not carrying shame like a heavy bag. This is how the day begins to change. Many people wake up and give the best of their mind to fear. They give the first clear energy of the morning to old worry. They give the first breath to the phone. They give the first thought to what is missing. They give the first feeling to pressure. And then, later in the day, they wonder why they feel empty. But the morning is where the giving began. The energy was handed away before the heart was even held. This can change, not all at once, not through force, but through a new morning choice. You can begin to say, before I give my mind to the world, I give it to love. You can say, before I think of everything I must do, I remember that I am allowed to be here. You can say, before I judge myself, I bless myself. You can say, before I rush, I breathe. These are small words, but they open a new path inside you. The heaviness may also come from living in a long habit of pressure. Perhaps for a long time, you believed you had to earn rest, you had to earn peace, you had to earn love, you had to earn the right to feel safe. So even in the morning, before anything begins, the mind starts working to prove your worth. It says, do more, be more, hurry more, fix more. But your worth is not created by your morning speed. Your worth is not proven by how quickly you answer messages. Your worth is not measured by how much you carry without asking for care. You are worthy before the list is finished. You are worthy before the house is clean. You are worthy before the work is done. You are worthy before anyone understands you. You are worthy in the quiet first breath of the morning, with your hair undone, your mind tender, your heart still waking up. You do not have to earn the right to begin gently. Gentleness is not a reward for perfect people. Gentleness is medicine for human people. Let that truth enter your morning. You are allowed to wake up slowly. You are allowed to need a moment. You are allowed to not know everything yet. You are allowed to feel tender and still be strong. You are allowed to begin with love instead of pressure. The world may have taught you to hurry, but your spirit can teach you to return. When you feel heavy, place your hand on your heart and say, this is an old pattern. It is not my whole truth. Say, I do not have to follow every thought. Say, I can choose again. These words may feel simple, but they are powerful because they create space, and space is where freedom begins. Between the old thought and the kikog, new choice, there is a small space. In that space, you remember you are not trapped. Maybe the old thought says, today will be too hard. In the space, you say, I will meet today one step at a time. Maybe the old thought says, I am already behind. In the space, you say, I begin where I am. Maybe the old thought says, I failed yesterday. In the space, you say, I can learn without punishing myself. Maybe the old thought says, nothing changes. In the space, you say, this breath is already a change. The morning heaviness begins to lift when you stop believing every heavy thought. It begins to lift when you stop calling every fear a fact. It begins to lift when you stop letting yesterday speak first. It begins to lift when you give your body a signal of safety. A deep breath, a soft hand on the heart, a slow stretch, a kind sentence, a glass of water, a moment of silence. These are not small acts. They are messages to your whole being. They say, "We are safe enough to begin." You are not broken because your mind wakes up noisy. You are not failing because the first thought is not always peaceful. Healing does not mean the old thought never comes. Healing means you begin to notice it sooner. Healing means you do not bow to it as quickly. Healing means you can say, "I know this voice, and I am choosing another one." That is growth. That is self-love. That is the quiet work of becoming free. The old pattern may return many mornings. Do not be discouraged. A pattern that has lived in the mind for years may not leave because you asked once. But every morning you choose differently, you loosen its hold. Every morning you pause, you change the path. Every morning you place peace before panic. You teach the mind a new way home. And one day you may notice that the heaviness is not as strong. The first fear is not as convincing. The old rush does not take over so quickly. You may notice a little more space inside you, a little more calm, a little more trust. That is how the day changes. Not because you force yourself into happiness, not because you deny the hard things, not because you become perfect. The day changes because you stop beginning it by abandoning yourself. You stop letting fear be your morning teacher. You stop letting the phone be your first guide. You stop letting yesterday write the first sentence of today. Instead, you begin to write something new. You write it with breath. You write it with kindness. You write it with a small promise. You write it with 15 minutes that say, "I matter. My peace matters. My inner life matters." And when your inner life feels held, the outer day feels different. Even if the same tasks are there, even if the same people are there, even if the same world is there, you are meeting it from a new place. So if your morning feels heavy, do not make it a reason to give up. Make it a reason to become gentle. The heaviness is not here to defeat you. It is here to show you where love is needed. It is showing you the place inside that has been rushed too often, judged too often, frightened too often, left alone too often. And now, in these first 15 minutes, you see and come back to that place and say, "I am here now. I will not leave you. We can begin again." The first 15 minutes of the morning are like soft earth after rain. They are open. They are ready. They receive what you place there. If you place worry there, worry begins to grow. If you place fear there, fear begins to spread. If you place self-criticism there, the whole day may begin to feel like something you must survive. But if you place peace there, even a small peace, it begins to take root. If you place trust there, even a little trust, the body starts to soften. If you place kindness there, the heart remembers that it is safe to open. A seed does not need to be large to grow. It only needs to be planted and cared for. A thought works in the same way. One thought in the morning can become the feeling you carry into your first action. One feeling can become the way you speak. One word can become the way you meet another person. One choice can become the path of the whole day. This is why the first 15 minutes are so powerful. They are not just time, they are soil. Ask yourself, what am I planting when I wake up? Not with shame, not with blame, only with love. Are you planting fear by reaching for the world before you reach for your own heart? Are you planting pressure by telling yourself you are already behind? Are you planting sadness by replaying yesterday before today has had a chance to speak? Are you planting anger by remembering old pain as soon as your eyes open? Or are you planting peace by breathing first? Are you planting strength by choosing one kind thought? Are you planting trust by saying, I can take this day one step at a time? You are always planting something. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to wake you gently. Every morning gives you new soil. Yesterday may have been full of weeds. Yesterday may have been full of worry. Yesterday may have been full of words you wish you had not said, thoughts you wish you had not followed, and feelings that felt too heavy to hold. But today is new soil. Today is not asking you to be perfect. Today is asking you to choose what you will water. What you water grows. If you water the thought, I cannot handle this, the mind begins looking for proof. If you water the thought, something bad will happen, the body begins preparing for danger. If you water the thought, I am not enough, then even simple things can feel like tests of your worth. But if you water the thought, I am safe in this moment, the body hears you. If you water the thought, I can choose again, the mind opens a door. If you water the thought, life supports me as I take the next step. Your energy begins to move differently. This does not mean every problem disappears. It means you are no longer feeding the problem with your first breath. It means you are no longer giving fear the best seat at the table. It means you are no longer letting the old story decide the whole day before the sun has even touched the room. It means you are becoming conscious. You are becoming the gardener of you, its own mind. The garden of the mind needs care. If you leave it alone, old weeds may grow. If you allow every thought to enter and stay, the garden can become crowded. If you keep watering old fears, they can become strong. But you are not helpless in this garden. You can notice, you can choose, you can remove one weed at a time. You can plant one new seed at a time. You can say, this thought does not help me create the day I want. You can say, I release this fear. You can say, I plant peace here instead. In the first 15 minutes, choose one seed. Do not try to plant a whole forest. Do not try to fix every part of yourself. Do not make the morning another place where you demand too much from your heart. Choose one seed. Maybe the seed is peace. Maybe the seed is patience. Maybe the seed is trust. Maybe the seed is discipline with love. Maybe the seed is forgiveness. Maybe the seed is a simple willingness to begin again. Hold that seed in your mind and give it your attention. If your seed is peace, say, "Today I choose peace in my thoughts, peace in my words, and peace in my body." If your seed is trust, say, "Today I trust the next step, even if I cannot see the whole path." If your seed is kindness, say, "Today I will speak to myself with kindness." If your seed is strength, say, "Today I will keep one loving promise to myself." If your seed is release, say, "Today I let yesterday be yesterday." Keep the words simple. Simple words reach deep places. You do not need hard words to heal. You do not need long words to change your life. The Spirit understands simple truth. I am safe. I am here. I choose peace. I begin again. I am willing. These words may seem small, but when they are planted in the first minutes of the morning, they can grow quietly through the day. The old mind may say, "This is too simple to matter." But the old mind often doubts what is gentle. It thinks change must be loud. It thinks healing must be dramatic. It thinks power must feel hard. But many of the deepest changes begin softly. A breath is soft. A seed is soft. A sunrise is soft. A loving word is soft. And still, these things change the world inside you. The first 15 minutes plant the first seed, and the rest of the day gives you chances to water it. When a problem appears, you can water the seed again. When someone speaks sharply, you can water the seed again. When the phone pulls at your attention, you can water the seed again. When the old thought returns, you can water the seed again. You may say, "I planted peace this morning. I choose not to throw it away now." You may say, "I planted trust this morning. I choose to take the next step." You may say, "I planted kindness this morning. I will not speak to myself with cruelty now." This is how a morning practice becomes a life practice. It does not stay in the first 15 minutes. It begins there. It gives you a center. It gives you a word to return to. It gives you a feeling to remember. It gives you a promise to protect. And each time you return, the seed grows stronger. Imagine waking and choosing not to rush into fear. Imagine opening your eyes and saying, "Today I plant peace." Imagine breathing before you think of the list. Imagine letting your shoulders soften before you carry the day. Imagine placing your hand on your heart and saying, "I am safe enough to begin." Imagine giving yourself just 15 minutes where you do not attack yourself. Do not judge yesterday. Do not chase the future. And do not give your mind away. This is a sacred act. The sacred does not always look grand. Sometimes the sacred is a quiet person sitting on the edge of the bed, choosing not to believe the first fearful thought. Sometimes the sacred is a glass of water taken slowly. Sometimes the sacred is a deep breath before the phone. Sometimes the sacred is whispering, "I choose peace," while the world still feels uncertain. Sometimes the sacred is not giving up on yourself. Your first seed may not bloom immediately. That is all right. Seeds grow in hidden places first. For a while, nothing may look different on the outside. You may still have the same work, the same home, the same duties, the same people, the same challenges. But inside, roots are forming. Inside, a new relationship with yourself is growing. Inside, your mind is learning that morning does not have to mean panic. Your body is learning that waking up does not have to mean danger. Your heart is learning that it will be met with love. Do not pull up the seed every morning to see if it is growing. Trust the small practice. Trust the quiet return. Trust the breath. Trust the words you plant. Trust the way your spirit responds to gentleness. You may not see the change all at once, but you may feel it in small ways. A little less fear when you wake, a little more space before you react, a little more kindness in the way you speak to yourself, a little more strength to choose what helps you, a little more peace in the middle of ordinary things. This is how the day changes. It changes through the first seed. It changes when the first thought is no longer, "What is wrong?" but "What can I choose?" It changes when the first action is no longer reaching for noise, but reaching for breath. It changes when the first feeling is no longer pressure, but presence. It changes when the first message your body receives is not "hurry," but "you are safe." It changes when you stop beginning the day as if you are already in trouble. You are not in trouble. You are in a new morning. You are in a new chance. You are in a living moment that has never been here before. Even if the room looks the same, even if the tasks look the same, even if your thoughts try to repeat yesterday, this morning is new. And because it is new, you can plant something new. Say, "This morning I plant peace." Say, "This morning I plant trust." Say, "This morning I plant love in the place where fear used to grow." Say, "This morning I plant patience with myself." Say, "This morning I plant the belief that I can begin again." Let the words settle into you. Let them move through the body. Let them become the first water for the seed. When the mind brings you a worry, you do not have to be angry with it. Just choose again. When the mind brings you a memory, you do not have to follow it. Just choose again. When the mind brings you a fear, you do not have to believe it. Just choose again. Choosing again is not failure. Choosing again is the practice. Every time you choose again, you return to the garden with fresh water. There is no need to make these 15 minutes perfect. Some mornings you will feel calm. Some mornings you will feel restless. Some mornings the old thoughts will be loud. Some mornings you may forget and remember later. Be kind even then. Kindness is part of the seed. If you use the practice to judge yourself, you are planting judgment. If you use the practice to punish yourself, you are planting fear. But if you use the practice to return with love, you are planting healing. Let the first 15 minutes be gentle. Let them be human. Let them be real. Let them be a place where you can arrive exactly as you are and still choose a better feeling. You do not have to wake up already peaceful in order to plant peace. You plant peace because you need it. You do not have to wake up already strong in order to plant strength. You plant strength because you are growing. You do not have to wake up already free in order to plant freedom. You plant freedom because your soul remembers it is possible. The first 15 minutes are the soil. Your first thought is the seed. Your attention is the water. Your repetition is the sunlight. And your life, little by little, becomes the garden. The first rule is simple. Do not give your mind away too soon. Do not hand your first breath to the phone. Do not hand your first thought to worry. Do not hand your first feeling to fear. Do not let the outside world become the first voice inside you. Before you answer the world, answer your own heart. Before you look outside, come back inside. Before you let the day pull you in many directions, sit quietly with yourself and remember, I am here. I am safe in this moment. I belong to myself. The morning is a doorway. What you allow through that doorway first can change how the whole room feels. If the first thing through the doorway is noise, then your inner room may feel crowded before the day has even begun. If the first thing through the doorway is pressure, your body may tighten. If the first thing through the doorway is someone else's need, you may forget that you have needs too. But if the first thing through the doorway is peace, even a small peace, then the day begins with a different light. This is why the phone can wait, the messages can wait, the world can wait, the list can wait. For 15 minutes, let them wait outside the door of your spirit. This does not mean you do not care. This does not mean you are not responsible. This does not mean you are ignoring your life. It means you are choosing not to begin your day as if you are already owned by everything outside you. It means you are remembering that your mind is sacred. Your peace is sacred. Your first breath is sacred. When you wake up and reach for the phone too quickly, your mind can losal, see its center before it has even found it. One message can pull you into duty. One reminder can pull you into pressure. One image can pull you into comparison. One piece of news can pull you into fear. One small sound can wake the old habit of rushing. And suddenly, your body is still lying in bed, but your mind is already far away. It is in tomorrow. It is in yesterday. It is in someone else's words. It is in someone else's life. It is no longer with you. But you can choose differently. You can wake up and let your hand stay still. You can let the phone remain where it is. You can close your eyes for one more moment, not to escape the day, but to enter it with care. You can place your hand on your heart and say, I come back to myself first. You can breathe in slowly and feel the simple truth that you are alive. You can breathe out slowly and let the old rush leave your body. You can begin the day by belonging to yourself. The world is loud, but your spirit often speaks softly. If you rush too quickly into the noise, you may not hear the quiet wisdom within you. Your spirit may be saying, move slowly today. Your heart may be saying, Be gentle with yourself today. Your body may be saying, please breathe before you carry everything. Your inner self may be saying, choose peace first. But if the phone speaks first, if worry speaks first, if fear speaks first, then the gentle voice inside you may be covered by all the other voices. So let these 15 minutes be a space where the quiet voice is allowed to speak. Do not force it. Do not try too hard. Simply become still enough to notice. Maybe the voice comes as a feeling. Maybe it comes as a breath. Maybe it comes as one simple thought. Today, I need to be kind to myself. Maybe it comes as a small knowing. I do not need to rush. Maybe it comes as a peaceful sentence. I am guided and I can take one step at a time. This is enough. One true sentence in the morning can be stronger than 100 worried thoughts. Do not give your mind away too soon. This means do not let fear make the first choice. Do not let habit make the first choice. Do not let the old version of you decide how the new day will begin. The old habit may say, check everything now. The old habit may say, hurry, you are behind. The old habit may say, think about every problem before you even stand up. But you can answer with love, not yet. First, I breathe. First, I return. First, I choose peace. This is not a fight. You do not need to fight the old habit. You only need to stop following it so quickly. A habit grows weaker each time you do not obey it right away. A new choice grows stronger each time you repeat it with love. So when your hand wants to reach for the phone, pause. When your mind wants to run into the list, pause. When fear wants to begin the morning for you, pause. That pause is powerful. That pause is the place where your new life begins. In that pause, say, the morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world. Let the words be slow. Let them be kind. Let them move through your body. The morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world. My min, it belongs to me before it belongs to fear. My heart belongs to me before it belongs to pressure. My energy belongs to me before it belongs to noise. These words are not selfish. They are a return to truth. You may feel a little strange at first. If you are used to giving yourself away quickly, peace may feel unfamiliar. Stillness may feel odd. Quiet may feel empty. The mind may even become louder for a while because it is used to being followed. It may say this is a waste of time. It may say you have too much to do. It may say you can breathe later. But notice this gently. The mind is not your enemy. It is only repeating what it has practiced. You can give it a new practice. Tell your mind, we are not wasting time. We are choosing how to enter time. Tell your body, we are not falling behind. We are becoming steady. Tell your heart, you are allowed to be first for a few minutes. Tell your spirit, I am listening. This is the beginning of a new relationship with yourself. You are no longer treating yourself like the last person in your own life. You are no longer waiting until the end of the day to see if there is any peace left for you. You are placing peace at the beginning. Think of your mind as a clear cup in the morning. If the first thing you pour into it is fear, then fear colors everything. If the first thing you pour into it is anger, then anger touches everything. If the first thing you pour into it is pressure, then even simple things can feel heavy. But if the first thing you pour into it is calm, then calm begins to mix with the day. It may not remove every problem, but it changes the way you hold them. It gives you room, it gives you breath, it gives you choice. You do not need to make these 15 minutes complicated. Sit up slowly, feel your feet, let your shoulders drop, take a few deep breaths, whisper one kind sentence, drink water, stretch your hands, look at the light, feel the quiet before the world enters. If thoughts come, let them come and go like clouds. You do not have to chase them. You do not have to fix them. You do not have to believe all of them. You are simply learning to stay with yourself. The phone may hold many things, but it cannot give you the peace that comes from your own inner return. It can give you information. It can give you messages. It can give you noise. But it cannot place your soul back in your body. That is your sacred work. That is the work of breath. That is the work of presence. That is the work of choosing yourself before the world chooses for you. For 15 minutes, let your inner life be more important than the outer noise. Let your breath be more important than the message. Let your peace be more important than the habit. Let your heart be more important than the hurry. You may say, I will meet the world soon, but first I meet myself. You may say, I will answer the day soon, but first I listen within. You may say, I will do what needs to be done, but I will not begin by abandoning myself. This one choice can change the feeling of your whole morning. You may still have duties. You may still have work. You may still have things to handle. But now you are not stepping into them from panic. You are stepping into them from a little more peace. And a little more peace is enough to begin. A little more space is enough to choose differently. A little more softness is enough to stop the old rush from taking over completely. When you protect your first 15 minutes, you teach yourself that your peace matters. You teach your mind that it does not need to run the moment you wake. You teach your body that the morning is not a danger signal. You teach your heart that it will not be forgotten. This is how trust grows. Trust grows when you show up for yourself in small ways. Trust grows when you keep one simple promise. Trust grows when you say, I will not give myself away too soon, and then you practice it. You may not do it perfectly. That is all right. Some mornings you may forget. Some mornings you may reach for the phone before you remember. Some mornings the old habit may be strong. Do not turn this into shame. The moment you remember is the moment you can begin again. Put the phone down, breathe, return, say, I choose again. That is the whole practice, not perfection, returning. There is great power in returning. Every time you return, you tell the old pattern, "You are not the master of me." Every time you return, you tell your spirit, "I am listening now." Every time you return, you tell the day, "I will not enter you as a frightened person. I will enter you as a person learning peace." This is a beautiful way to live. It is simple, but it is deep. It is small, but it is strong. So let the first rule be held gently in your heart. Do not give your mind away too soon. Do not let the world become the first voice inside you. Do not let fear write the first sentence of your day. Sit with yourself. Breathe with yourself. Bless yourself. Say, "The morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world." Say, "I come back to myself first." Say, "I am safe in this moment." Let these words open the door. Let these 15 minutes become the soft place where your day begins again. The second rule is this: choose your first thought with love. The first thought of the morning may seem small, but it can become the tone of the day. It can become the first color on the page. It can become the first sound in the room of your mind. It may not control everything that happens, but it can shape the way you meet what happens. This is why the first thought matters. It is not just a thought, it is a doorway. When you wake up, the mind may offer you an old thought before you have asked for one. It may say, "I am tired." It may say, "I am behind." It may say, "I cannot handle this." It may say, "There is too much to do." It may say, "Something will go wrong." It may say, "I should have done better yesterday." These thoughts may come quickly. They may feel automatic. They may feel true because you have heard them so many times. But a thought is not always truth. A thought is often only a habit speaking. A thought can be loud and still not be wise. A thought can be old and still not be true. A thought can and feel familiar and still not be your real self. This is very important to remember. You are not required to believe the first thought that appears in the morning. You are not required to follow it. You are not required to let it lead the day. You can notice it, breathe, and choose again. Say softly, "A thought is only a thought, and I can choose a new one." Let that sentence become a little key in your hand. A thought is only a thought, and I can choose a new one. It does not mean you pretend. It does not mean you deny your feelings. It means you remember your power. It means you remember that the mind can be guided. It means you remember that you are not helpless in your own inner world. If the first thought is, "I am behind," the body may begin to hurry. The chest may tighten. The breath may become short. The day may start to feel like a race. But you can choose a new thought. You can say, "I begin where I am." You can say, "I take one step at a time." You can say, "There is enough grace for this moment." Notice how different that feels. The day has not changed yet, but your inner position has changed. You are no longer chasing the day. You are entering it. If the first thought is, I cannot handle today, the body may begin to feel weak before the day has even started. The mind may begin to collect proof that life is too much. But you can choose a new thought. You can say, I do not need to handle the whole day at once. You can say, I only need to meet this breath. You can say, the next step will show itself. These words are simple, but they bring the mind back from the whole day into the present moment. If the first thought is, something may go wrong, the body may begin preparing for danger. The mind may scan the future, looking for trouble. But you can choose a new thought. You can say, I am safe in this moment. You can say, if something needs my attention, I will meet it with calm. You can say, I do not need to suffer before anything has happened. This is a loving thought. It does not promise that life will be perfect. It simply refuses to live the day in fear before the day has even opened. If the first thought is, I am not enough, everything you do may become a way to prove your worth. You may try to be perfect. You may try to please everyone. You may try to do more than your body can hold. You may feel tired before noon because you are not only doing tasks, you are trying to earn the right to feel good about yourself. But you can choose a new thought. You can say, I am enough as I am, and I am still growing. You can say, my worth is not waiting at the end of the list. You can say, I meet myself with love today. Choosing your first thought with love does not mean you must wake up feeling happy. It does not mean you must push away sadness. It does not mean you must force a bright feeling. Love is not force. Love is a gentle guide. If you wake up sad, choose a thought that holds your sadness kindly. Say, I am allowed to feel and I am still safe. If you wake up tired, choose a thought that ease your body. Say, I will move gently today. If you wake up worried, choose a thought that gives your mind a hand to hold. Say, I can take this one step at a time. This is how you choose with love. You do not argue with the feeling. You do not shame the feeling. You do not say, I should not feel this way. You place a loving thought beside the feeling, the way you would place a warm blanket around cold shoulders. The feeling may still be there, but it is no longer alone. Your heart is no longer alone. You have brought kindness into the room. Many people think positive thinking means saying, everything is perfect, when the heart does not feel that way. But true loving thought is more honest than that. True loving thought says, this may be hard, but I can be kind to myself. It says, I may not know the whole way, but I can take the next step. It says, I may feel fear, but fear does not have to lead. It says, I can begin again. These thoughts are believable. They are simple. They are gentle. And because they are gentle, the body can receive them. The body listens to your thoughts. When you think, I am in danger, the body tightens. When you think, I am safe enough in this moment, the body softens a little. When you think, I am behind, the body rushes. When you think, I can take one step, the body steadies. When you think, I am not enough, the heart closes. When you think, I am learning to love myself, the heart opens a little. This is why the first thought matters. The thought is not only in the mind, it moves through the whole body. So in your first 15 minutes, listen for the first thought. Do not judge it. Do not fear it. Just notice it. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me enter the day with peace? If it is not, bless it and choose again. You might say, thank you, old fear, for trying to protect me, but I do not need you to lead today. You might say, thank you, old worry, but I am choosing trust. You might say, thank you, old habit, but I am practicing a new way. This gentle way is powerful because it does not create war inside you. When you fight a thought, you often give it more energy. When you hate a thought, you may become stuck with it. But when you notice it with calm and choose again, you take back your power without making yourself the enemy. You become the loving guide of your own mind. Imagine the morning thought as a visitor at the door. If fear knocks, you do not have to let it move in and arrange the whole house. You can open the door, see it, and say, I know you. You have been here before, but today, peace will sit at the table first. If shame knocks, you can say, I hear you, but today I am learning. If pressure knocks, you can say, I will not rush my soul. I will take the next right step. If doubt knocks, you can say, I may not know everything, but I trust myself to begin. This is the practice. Simple, gentle, repeated. The first thought appears. You notice. You breathe. You choose a thought with love, and then you repeat it. Not once with panic, but many times with kindness. The mind learns through repetition. If you have repeated fear for many years, do not be upset if peace takes practice. Peace is not failing because you need to repeat it. Peace is growing because you are choosing it again. You may say, I am safe in this moment. Then the mind may bring another worry. Say it again. I am safe in this moment. You may say, I begin where I am. Then the mind may bring the list. Say it again. I begin where I am. You may say, I can choose again. Then the mind may bring yesterday. Say it again. I can choose again. This is not weakness. This is training the mind with love. Your first thought does not need to be perfect. It only needs to be kinder than the one before. If the first thought is heavy, choose a lighter one. If the first thought is fearful, choose a steadier one. If the first thought is harsh, choose a softer one. If the first thought is hopeless, choose one tiny thought that opens a window. You do not have to jump from fear to joy in one breath. You only need to move from fear to a little more trust, from pressure to a little more space, from self-attack to a little more kindness. A small shift is still a shift. A small light still changes a dark room. A small loving thought still changes the way the heart feels. Do not overlook the small shifts. They are the way your inner life is rebuilt. The mind changes by small choices repeated often. The heart heals by small acts of safety. The spirit grows strong through simple moments of return. You can create a few morning thoughts before you need them. Keep them simple. I am safe in this moment. I move through this day with peace. I do not have to rush my soul. I choose one loving thought now. I am allowed to begin again. Life supports me as I take the next step. I meet myself with kindness today. Choose one. Let it be your morning seed. Let it be the first sentence you give to the day. When you speak this thought, speak it slowly. Do not throw it into the air like a task. Let it land in you. Breathe before you say it. Breathe after you say it. Feel the words as much as you can. If you do not fully believe them yet, that is all right. You are not lying. You are practicing a new truth. You are giving your mind a new road to walk. The old road may still be there, but each loving thought helps build another road. You may have spent many mornings walking the road of fear. You may have spent many mornings walking the road of self-blame. You may have spent many mornings walking the road of hurry. But now, in these 15 minutes, you begin laying down the road of peace. At first, it may feel narrow. It may feel new. You may forget and step back onto the old road. But each time you return, the new road becomes clearer. One day it will feel more natural. One day peace will not feel so far away. One day the first thought will no longer be your master. Choose your first thought with love. This is one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. Before anyone else speaks to you, speak to yourself with care. Before the world tells you what is urgent, tell your heart what is true. Before the old fear begins its story, place a new sentence at the start of the page. I am safe in this moment. I am allowed to begin again. I choose peace now. I take one step at a time. Let your first thought become a blessing. Bless your mind, bless your body, bless your day. Bless the part of you that is still learning. Bless the part of you that is tired. Bless the part of you that wants to change. Bless the part of you that has been trying so hard. Say, I bless this morning. I bless this breath. I bless myself as I begin. These words are simple, but they carry love. And love is what changes the atmosphere inside you. The first thought is a doorway. Choose one that opens toward peace. Choose one that opens toward trust. Choose one that opens toward a softer life within yourself. You do not need to know the whole day. You do not need to control every moment. You only need to choose the first thought with love and let that thought hold your hand into the next moment. The third rule is this: leave yesterday behind. Do not carry yesterday into the first breath of today. Do not pick up old shame before your feet touch the floor. Do not wear yesterday's worry like a coat just because it was on your shoulders before you slept. Do not let an old mistake become the first voice of a new morning. Today is not yesterday. This breath is not yesterday. This moment is new, and you are allowed to meet it with a new heart. Yesterday may have held many things. It may have held a mistake. It may have held a delay. It may have held harsh words. It may have held silence when you wished you had spoken. It may have held words you wish you had not said. It may have held worry, anger, sadness, fear, or old pain. It may have held a moment where you did not act like the person you are trying to become. But yesterday is not a house you must live in today. It is a place you have already passed through. You can take the lesson and leave the weight. This is very important. Leaving yesterday behind does not mean you learned nothing. It does not mean you pretend nothing happened. It does not mean you avoid truth. It means you stop using the past as a weapon against yourself. It means you take the wisdom and release the shame. It means you say, I can learn without hurting myself. I can grow without punishing myself. I can remember without living there. The past is a teacher, but it is not meant to be your home. You may visit it to learn. You may look back to understand. You may take a lesson from it. But you are not meant to sleep there every night and wake there every morning. You are not meant to drag every old word, every old fear, every old disappointment into today's sacred beginning. Today needs space. Your heart needs space. Your new self needs space to breathe. Think of yesterday as an old coat. Maybe it kept you warm once. Maybe it protected you in a storm. Maybe it became heavy with rain. Maybe it carries the smell of an old season. But when morning comes, you do not have to put on the same heavy coat again. You can hang it up. You can say, that was then, this is now. You can choose something lighter. You can choose to meet the morning without wearing every old story in your body. Many people wake up and put on the old coat without noticing. They put on the coat of guilt. They put on the coat of regret. They put on the coat of anger. They put on the coat of fear. They put on the coat of I should have known better. And then the day feels heavy, not because the day itself is too heavy, but because they entered it carrying too much from before. My dear, you are allowed to set it down. Set down the sentence, I failed. Pick up the sentence, I am learning. Set down the sentence, I ruined everything. Pick up the sentence, I can make a new choice. Set down the sentence, I am behind. Pick up the sentence, I begin where I am. Set down the sentence, I should be different by now. Pick up the sentence, I am growing with love. These new sentences are not excuses. They are doors. When you wake up, the mind may try to replay yesterday. It may bring back a conversation. It may bring back a look, a tone, a mistake, a moment that did not feel good. It may replay the same scene again and again, as if repeating it will change it. But repeating pain does not always heal pain. Sometimes it only makes the path deeper. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do is say, I have heard this story. Now I choose peace. You do not need to argue with yesterday. You do not need to win against it. You do not need to prove that it did not hurt. You only need to stop giving it the power to begin today for you. You can say, yesterday I learned what I needed to learn. Today I begin again. You can say, I forgive myself for not knowing then what I am learning now. You can say, I release the weight. I keep the wisdom. Forgiveness in the morning can be very soft. It does not have to be dramatic. It does not have to be a big emotional moment. It can be one breath, one hand on the heart, one quiet sentence. I release yesterday. That is enough to begin. You may not feel fully free right away. That is all right. Freedom grows with practice. Sometimes you release something many times before the body believes it is safe to let go. Be patient with yourself. Say, I release yesterday. I begin again. I am allowed to start fresh. Say it slowly. I release yesterday. I begin again. I am allowed to start fresh. Let the words move through the chest. Let them soften the stomach. Let them loosen the shoulders. Let them touch the places in you that have been holding too tightly. Say it again, softer. I release yesterday. I begin again. I am allowed to start fresh. This affirmation is simple, but it can become a spiritual washing. You are not washing away responsibility. You are washing away shame. You are not washing away truth. You are washing away the belief that you must suffer forever for being human. You are not washing away growth. You are washing away the old habit of hurting yourself in the name of growth. There is a kinder way to change. Shame says, you are bad. Love says, you are learning. Shame says, stay in the past. Love says, bring the lesson forward. Shame says, punish yourself so you do not forget. Love says, remember with wisdom, not with pain. Shame makes the heart small. A love gives the heart room to grow. If you want to change, do not begin with shame. Begin with truth and love together. Truth says, this happened. Love says, you can begin again. You may have been taught that being hard on yourself will make you better, but being hard on yourself often only makes you tired. It may make you afraid to try. It may make you hide from your own heart. It may make you delay the very change you want. Love is not soft in a weak way. Love can be strong. Love can tell the truth. Love can guide you to do better. But love does not destroy you in order to teach you. So in these 15 minutes, let love be the teacher. Let love show you what yesterday taught you. Maybe yesterday taught you that you need more rest. Maybe it taught you that you need to speak more kindly. Maybe it taught you that you need better boundaries. Maybe it taught you that you need to stop rushing. Maybe it taught you that you need to keep one promise to yourself. Take the lesson. Thank the lesson. Leave the weight. You can ask yourself, what is the lesson and what is the weight? The lesson may be, I need to pause before I speak. The weight may be, I am a terrible person. Keep the lesson. Release the weight. The lesson may be, I need to plan with more care. The weight may be, I always ruin things. Keep the lesson. Release the weight. The lesson may be, I need to choose rest before I become empty. The weight may be, I am weak. Keep the lesson. Release the weight. This is a gentle and powerful way to leave yesterday behind. You are not pushing it away. You are sorting it with love. You are saying, this part helps me grow, so I keep it. This part only hurts me, so I release it. This is spiritual maturity. This is how you stop living in circles. You no longer carry pain just because pain once happened. You carry wisdom. Wisdom is lighter than shame. In the morning, your spirit wants a clean place to stand. It does not need a perfect life. It does not need a perfect mind. It only needs a little clean space. When you release yesterday, you create that space. You open a window inside yourself. You allow fresh air to enter. You allow the new day to be new. You allow your heart to stop repeating what has already passed. Maybe yesterday was wonderful. Even then, release it. Do not demand that today feel exactly the same. Maybe yesterday was painful. Release it. Do not demand that today suffer because of it. Maybe yesterday was ordinary. Release it. Do not move through today asleep. Each day is its own gift. Each morning is its own page. Each breath is its own beginning. There is a quiet freedom in saying, today does not have to be a copy of yesterday. Today does not have to repeat the same thoughts. Today does not have to repeat the same fear. Today does not have to repeat the same reaction. Today does not have to repeat the same self-judgment. Today can begin with one new breath, one new thought, one new choice, one new kindness. That is enough. If the past returns during your 15 minutes, do not be upset. The mind brings old things because they still carry energy. Meet them with love. Say, I see you. I learned from you. I release you now. If the same memory returns again, say it again. I see you. I learned from you. I release you now. This is not failure. This is healing. Healing often comes in waves. You release, and then you release again. You choose peace, and then you choose peace again. Do not measure your healing by whether the old thought appears. Measure it by how lovingly you respond when it appears. The old thought may come, but you do not have to fall into it. The old shame may rise, but you do not have to bow to it. The old regret may knock, but you do not have to open the door wide and let it stay all day. You can give it a blessing and send it on its way. Say, I bless yesterday and I let it go. Say, I bless the lesson and I release the pain. Say, I bless the part of me that survived it, and I welcome the part of me that is ready to live. These words can open the heart. They can help you stop fighting your own story. They can help you become gentle with the path you have walked. You do not need to hate the past in order to leave it. You can bless it and move forward. The morning is a beautiful time for this because the day has not yet become full. The mind has not yet gathered too much noise. The body is still close to rest. The heart is still open enough to receive. These first 15 minutes are a soft place to say, I do not carry what is not mine to carry today. You may say it while sitting quietly. You may say it while drinking water. You may say it while looking out the window. You may say it while your hand rests on your heart. I do not carry what is not mine to carry today. I do not carry old shame today. I do not carry yesterday's fear today. I do not carry the need to punish myself today. I carry wisdom. I carry love. I carry a new choice. Let these words be gentle. Let them be slow. Let them be real. You are not trying to force yourself into a perfect mood. You are clearing the doorway. You are making room for the day to enter without yesterday standing in front of it. Sometimes leaving yesterday behind means forgiving yourself. Sometimes it means forgiving someone else in your own heart, not because what happened was okay, but because you do not want the old pain to be your first food in the morning. Sometimes it means accepting that you cannot change what already happened. Sometimes it means deciding that today deserves a chance. Sometimes it means saying, I will not make myself suffer twice. You may not be ready to forgive everything fully. That is all right. Do not force the heart. Begin with willingness. Say, I am willing to release a little of this weight. Say, I am willing to stop hurting myself with this memory for the next 15 minutes. Say, I am willing to let peace be more important than replaying pain. Willingness is a seed. It grows. The past may have shaped you, but it does not have to rule you. Yesterday may have touched you, but it does not have to define your morning. Old pain may have taught you to protect yourself, but now love can teach you to open safely. Oh, old mistakes may have taught you what does not work, but now wisdom can guide you toward what does. You are not trapped in the old version of you. You are practicing a new one. Leave yesterday behind does not mean you forget who you are. It means you remember who you are beyond what happened. You are more than one mistake. You are more than one hard day. You are more than one fear. You are more than one old pattern. You are a living soul, still growing, still learning, still loved by life, still able to begin again. So in the first 15 minutes, make a small ceremony of release. Nothing fancy is needed, just your breath, just your heart, just your willingness. Breathe in and say, I receive this new day. Breathe out and say, I release yesterday. Breathe in and say, I am allowed to begin. Breathe out and say, I let the old weight go. Do this slowly. Let the body understand. Let the mind hear you. Let the heart believe 1% more. You do not need to release everything today. Release one thing, one old sentence, one old worry, one old judgment, one old picture in the mind. Release it for this morning. Release it for this breath. Release it for these 15 minutes. That is enough. The soul does not need you to carry the whole past into the future. It only asks you to take the next step with a little more freedom. Say again, I release yesterday. I begin again. I am allowed to start fresh. Let this be the bridge from the old morning to the new morning. Let it be the line you cross. Let it be the soft door that opens. Yesterday had its time. Today has arrived. And you, my dear, are allowed to arrive with it. The fourth rule is this: use these 15 minutes to calm your words before the day begins. Before you speak to the world, listen to your own heart. Before you answer a message, answer the quiet need inside you. Before you explain yourself, defend yourself, complain, or rush to fill the silence, pause. Let your words rest for a moment. Let your spirit breathe before your mouth begins to carry the weight of the day. Your words have energy. They are not small. They do not only leave your mouth and disappear. They move through your body first. They pass through your heart. They shape the room around you. They touch the people who hear them. They also touch you. Every word you speak teaches your mind what to believe. Every word you repeat becomes a path inside you. If you wake up and begin the day with complaint, the mind hears complaint. If you wake up and begin with fear, the body hears fear. If you wake up and begin with peace, the heart begins to remember peace. This is why the morning is a beautiful time to become careful with your words, not afraid of words, not stiff, not silent because you are scared. Careful because you understand that words are seeds. You do not throw seeds everywhere and expect a peaceful garden. You choose what you plant. You choose what you water. You choose what kind of life you are speaking into your own mind. Say softly, my words are seeds. I plant them carefully. Let this sentence slow you down. My words are seeds. I plant them carefully. It does not mean every word must be perfect. It does not mean you must never speak your pain. It does not mean you must hide your truth. It means you become awake. You begin to notice what leaves your mouth. You begin to ask, is this helping me create peace, or is this feeding the old noise? In the first 15 minutes, try not to begin with complaint. This is not because your pain does not matter. It matters. Your tiredness matters. Your worries matter. Your needs matter. But complaint is different from honest sharing. Honest sharing opens the heart. Complaint, when repeated again and again, can close the heart. Honest sharing says, this is hard and I need care. Complaint says, nothing changes. I am trapped. Life is against me. One makes room for healing. The other can make the old pain stronger. You may wake up and the mind may begin at once. I am so tired. I have too much to do. Nobody understands me. This day will be hard. I do not want to do this. Why is everything so heavy? These thoughts may come because the mind is used to them, but you do not need to give them your voice. A thought is one thing. A spoken word gives it more life. So before you speak the old complaint, pause. Breathe. Place your hand on your heart and ask, do I want to plant this in my morning? This small pause can save your energy. Many people lose energy not only because they do too much, but because they speak from fear too quickly. They explain too much, they complain too much, they defend too much. They keep telling the same story of what is wrong, and each time they tell it, the body feels it again. The mind walks through the same pain again. The heart hears the same message again. And the day becomes heavy before it has had a chance to open. You do not need to keep repeating what hurts in order to prove that it hurt. Your heart already knows. You do not need to tell the whole world how tired you are before you have offered yourself one kind breath. You do not need to explain your whole life before breakfast. You do not need to turn your morning into a place where fear speaks first and love waits quietly in the back of the room. Let love speak first, even if it is only one sentence. Let peace speak first, even if it is soft. Let your inner wisdom speak first. It may say, I choose calm words today. It may say, I do not need to speak from fear. It may say, I can be honest without pouring my power away. It may say, I can say less and mean more. There is a deep strength in saying less when the old pattern wants to say too much. There is power in not explaining yourself to every passing thought. There is peace in not answering every fear. There is freedom in not proving your heart to everyone. In the first 15 minutes, you can practice this freedom. You can sit in quiet and let your spirit know, I do not have to rush to speak. I do not have to fill every space. I do not have to defend my right to be here. Sometimes the need to explain comes from fear. You may explain because you are afraid someone will misunderstand you. You may explain because you want approval. Why? You may explain because you are trying to make everyone agree with your choices. You may explain because somewhere inside you, you are still asking, am I allowed to choose this? Am I allowed to rest? Am I allowed to change? Am I allowed to say no? Am I allowed to live differently? My dear, you are allowed. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to need space. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to stop giving your full energy to things that drain you. You are allowed to protect your morning. You are allowed to have an inner life that does not need to be explained to everyone. This does not mean you become cold. It does not mean you stop speaking with love. It does not mean you never explain anything. Of course, there are times when clear words are needed. There are times when honesty is loving. There are times when a simple reason brings peace. But over-explaining is different. Over-explaining is when your words become a way of asking for permission to be yourself. Over-explaining is when you keep talking after the truth has already been spoken. Over-explaining is when your energy leaks out through words that do not need to be said. In these first 15 minutes, say to yourself, I do not need to explain my soul to everyone. Say it softly. I do not need to explain my soul to everyone. I can speak with love and still keep my peace. I can be honest and still be simple. I can let my life speak. These sentences help your words become clean. They help your voice come from peace instead of panic. Before the day begins, practice asking 3 gentle questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Does it bring peace? These questions are not meant to make you afraid of speaking. They are meant to help you speak from a better place. Is it true? Not every thought that rises in the morning is true. Is it kind? Not every true thing needs to be spoken harshly. Does it bring peace? Not every word needs to create noise. If you wake up and want to say, I cannot handle today, ask, is this the whole truth? Maybe the deeper truth is, I feel tired, but I can take one step. If you want to say, everything is wrong, ask, is this the whole truth? Maybe the deeper truth is, some things feel hard, and I'm still supported in this moment. If you want to say, I always fail, ask, is this the whole truth? Maybe the deeper truth is, I am learning and I can choose again. This is how you change the morning with your words. You do not need to lie to yourself. You do not need to pretend. You simply speak the kinder truth. The kinder truth is not fake. It is often more true than fear. Fear speaks in extremes. Love speaks with balance. Fear says, always. Love says, this moment. Fear says, never. Love says, try again. Fear says, you are lost. Love says, take one step. Let your first words be healing words. You may say them out loud, or you may say them inside. I bless this morning. I bless my body. I bless my mind. I bless the work I will do today. I bless the people I will meet. I bless the part of me that is still afraid. I bless the part of me that is learning to be calm. These words create a soft inner ground. They turn the morning from a place of attack into a place of care. If the first words you speak are harsh, do not judge yourself. Simply choose again. If you catch yourself complaining, pause and breathe. Say, I choose a new word now. If you hear yourself explaining too much, pause and breathe. Say, my truth can be simple. If you notice your voice becoming sharp, pause and breathe. Say, I return to love. The pause is not weakness. The pause is where your power returns. Your words can open your day or close it. Words like, I have to, may make the body feel trapped. Words like, I choose to, may give the heart more space. Words like, I am behind, may create pressure. Words like, I begin where I am, create steadiness. Words like, "This is too much," may make the day feel large and frightening. Words like "one step at a time" bring the mind back home. This is not only language, this is energy. So in your 15 minutes, listen to the energy of your words. Notice how your body feels when you speak them. Does your chest tighten or soften? Does your breath close or open? Does your heart feel judged or held? The body will often tell you when a word is carrying fear. The body will also tell you when a word carries peace. Choose words that help your body trust the day. Choose words that help your heart stay open. Choose words that help your mind become steady. You may say, "Today I speak with care." You may say, "Today I do not use my words against myself." You may say, "Today I let my words carry peace." You may say, "Today I speak slowly, kindly, and truthfully." There may be people in your life who are used to your quick answers. There may be people who expect you to explain, defend, and respond right away. But you are allowed to move differently now. You are allowed to take a breath before answering. You are allowed to say, "I will think about it." You are allowed to say, "I need a little time." You are allowed to say, "No, thank you," without giving a long speech. You are allowed to have calm words and clear boundaries. In the morning, practice the feeling of a quiet boundary, not a wall, not anger, a peaceful boundary. A boundary that says, "I honor my energy." A boundary that says, "I do not pour myself out through words that come from fear." A boundary that says, "I will speak when I am ready to speak from love." This is a beautiful kind of self-control. Not control that makes you tight, but control that makes you free. Your words are seeds. If you plant complaint, complaint grows. If you plant fear, fear grows. If you plant shame, shame grows. But if you plant peace, peace grows. If you plant trust, trust grows. If you plant love, love grows. If you plant simple truth, simple truth grows. These 15 minutes are your first garden of the day. Plant with care. Say again, "My words are seeds. I plant them carefully." Say, "I do not leak my power through complaint." Say, "I do not explain my soul to every opinion." Say, "I speak with love and I rest in silence." Why? And silence is wise. Let these words become a calm promise to yourself. When the day begins, you will still speak. You will still answer. You will still do what needs to be done. But you will speak from a different place, not from panic, not from the need to prove, not from the old habit of complaint. You will speak from a little more peace. And when your words come from peace, even simple words can carry healing. The fifth rule is this: move your body gently. Do not use movement as a punishment. Do not use it as a way to fight yourself. Do not use it to shame your body, change your worth, or prove that you are good enough. Move because your body is alive. Move because energy needs a path. Move because the morning wants to wake up inside you. Move because your spirit lives in this body, and this body deserves kindness. The body and the mind are close friends. What happens in one often touches the other. When the mind is heavy, the body can feel slow. When the body is tight, the mind can feel trapped. When the breath is short, the thoughts may rush. When the shoulders are tense, the heart may feel guarded. This is why a small movement in the morning can be so powerful. It tells the whole self, we are here, we are awake, we are safe enough to begin. You do not need to do anything hard. You do not need a perfect routine. You do not need to push. You do not need to prove strength. You only need to enter the body with love. Stretch your arms as if you are making room for the day. Roll your shoulders as if yesterday is sliding off your back. Turn your neck slowly and let the body know there is no need to rush. Open your hands, feel your fingers, let your feet touch the floor, feel the earth holding you. This is not small. When your feet touch the floor with awareness, you are saying yes to the day. When your breath fills your chest, you are saying yes to life. When your shoulders soften, you are saying yes to release. When your body moves with kindness, you are saying, I am not my old heaviness. I am not only my thoughts. I am here, and I can begin again. Many people try to think their way into peace while the body is still holding fear. They try to repeat peaceful thoughts while the jaw is tight, the belly is tense, the breath is small, and the shoulders are raised. The thought may be kind, but the body may still be saying, I am not safe. So bring the body into the practice. Let the body receive the message too. Let the body hear peace through movement. Take one slow breath in. Let the chest open. Take one slow breath out. Let the shoulders drop. You may place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Feel the breath moving under your hands. Feel the body saying, I am here. This simple act can bring you back from the mind's noise into the present moment. The body always lives in now. The mind travels to yesterday and tomorrow, but the body is here. When you come back to the body, you come back to now. Say softly, when I move my body, I awaken my power. Let this sentence be gentle. Your power is not harsh. Your power is not force. Your power is not pushing past your need. Say, your power is the life inside you beginning to move again. It is the breath becoming deeper. It is the heart becoming steadier. It is the mind becoming clearer. It is the quiet feeling that says, I can meet this day. If you wake up feeling heavy, do not wait for motivation to arrive before you move. Motivation often comes after the first small movement, not before. The mind may say, I do not feel like it. That is all right. You do not need to feel ready. You can begin gently. Wiggle your toes. Open and close your hands. Lift your arms. Roll your shoulders. Walk slowly across the room. Drink water. Stand by a window. Let the body know the day has begun. The movement does not need to be long. These are the first 15 minutes, not a test. You may stretch for 2 minutes. You may walk for 5. You may breathe deeply for 1. You may simply sit up and place your feet on the floor with care. The amount is not the most important thing. The message is the most important thing. The message is, I am leading today with love. The message is, I am not waiting for fear to decide how I move. The message is, I am willing to wake up gently. There is a difference between rest and avoidance. Rest gives you back to yourself. Avoidance pulls you farther away. Rest feels like care. Avoidance often feels like hiding. In the morning, you can begin to notice the difference. Maybe your body truly needs more sleep. Then bless the body and rest without guilt. But maybe the old pattern is asking you to stay hidden, to scroll, to delay, to avoid the first step. In that moment, gentle movement can break the spell. You do not need to fight the old pattern. You only need to move one part of the body with love. One stretch can interrupt the old story. One deep breath can open the chest. One step can tell the mind, we are not trapped. One glass of water can say, I care for myself. One slow walk across the room can become a prayer. This is how simple the beginning can be. The body carries yesterday. It may carry old stress in the shoulders. It may carry fear in the stomach. It may carry sadness in the chest. It may carry pressure in the jaw. It may carry tiredness in the back. Do not be angry with the body for carrying these things. The body has been trying to help you survive. It has been holding what felt too much. It has been doing its best. In the morning, speak to the body as a friend. Say, thank you, body, for carrying me. Say, I am sorry for the times I judged you. Say, today I move with love. Say, today I listen. These words may feel new, but let them come. Your body needs kindness, not criticism. It needs care, not shame. It needs gentle leadership, not punishment. When you stretch, imagine you are opening space for new energy. When you breathe, imagine you are letting fresh light enter the body. When you roll your shoulders, imagine old worries falling away. When you touch your feet to the floor, imagine roots of peace reaching into the earth. Keep the images simple. Your spirit understands them. The body understands them. The morning becomes softer when you move with meaning. Movement can also help you stop living only in the head. The head can become very busy in the morning. Thoughts can talk and talk. They can list, judge, remember, fear, plan, and repeat. But the body brings you into direct life. The feeling of the floor, the feeling of air, the feeling of breath, the feeling of stretching, the feeling of water. These simple things return you to the truth of the moment. You are here. You are breathing. This day is beginning. Do not compare your movement to anyone else's. This is your body, your morning, your pace. Maybe someone else can do more. Maybe someone else wakes up full of energy. Maybe someone else has a long routine. That does not matter. Your healing does not need to look like anyone else's. Your 15 minutes only need to be honest. Your movement only needs to be loving. If your body is tired, move gently. If your body is strong, move with joy. If your body is stiff, move slowly. If your body is sore, listen carefully. If your body feels heavy, begin with breath. There is always a way to meet the body with kindness. There is always a way to say, I am with you. That is the real practice. As you move, repeat a simple sentence. I am awake. I am here. I am safe. I begin again. My body is my friend. I move with love. Let the sentence match the movement. Let the movement carry the sentence deeper. When the mind hears the words and the body feels the action, the message becomes stronger. You may notice that after a few small movements, the day does not feel as heavy. The mountain that looked so large from the bed may feel smaller once you stand. The fear that sounded so loud in stillness may become quieter when breath begins to move. The fog that covered the mind may lift a little when the body wakes. This is not magic in a strange way. This is the natural wisdom of the body. Energy wants to move. Breath wants to flow. Life wants to rise. When you move your body in the morning, you are not only moving muscles, you are moving attention, you are moving energy, you are moving the mind from fear into presence, you are moving the heart from heaviness into willingness, you are moving the spirit from sleep into choice. This is why even 10 gentle minutes can matter, even 5 can matter, even 1 can matter if it is done with love. Do not make movement another reason to judge yourself. If you miss a morning, begin again. If you move only a little, bless the little. If you feel awkward, smile gently. If your mind says, this is not enough, answer, love is enough to begin. The old mind may want to turn everything into a test. Do not let it. Let movement be a gift. Your body does not need hate to wake up. It needs love. Your body does not need shame to become strong. It needs care. Your body does not need pressure to support you. It needs a loving relationship with you. These first 15 minutes can begin that relationship again each day. Let your body be part of your spiritual practice, not separate from it, not lower than it, not something to ignore while you try to be peaceful in the mind. The body is where your life is happening. The body eye is where breath enters. The body is where the heart beats. The body is where you feel peace. The body is where you feel love. To care for the body is to care for the place where your spirit lives. So move gently, stretch slowly, breathe deeply, feel your feet, open your hands, soften your face, let the belly relax, let the shoulders fall, let the day enter slowly. Say, when I move my body, I awaken my power. Say, I care for this body with love. Say, I am safe to be here. Let the movement be simple. Let it be kind. Let it be enough. The sixth rule is this: see the person you are becoming before the day begins. Use the last part of your 15 minutes to give your mind a loving picture. This is not pretending. This is not false hope. This is not running away from life. This is showing your mind the path you want to walk. The mind already imagines so many things. It imagines problems. It imagines arguments. It imagines failure. It imagines what could go wrong. So now, let it imagine peace. Worry is also imagination. Fear is also practice. When you worry, you are using the mind to rehearse pain before it happens. When you fear, you are giving the body a picture of danger. When you replay old hurt, you are teaching the heart to expect the same pain again. But you can use the same inner power in a new way. You can rehearse calm. You can rehearse strength. You can rehearse patience. You can rehearse the loving person you are becoming. In these quiet minutes, ask yourself, how would the peaceful part of me move today? Do not force an answer. Let it rise gently. Maybe the peaceful part of you moves more slowly. Maybe it does not rush to the phone. Maybe it takes one breath before speaking. Maybe it chooses the important task before the easy distraction. Maybe it listens to the body. Maybe it says no with kindness. Maybe it does not join old drama. Maybe it remembers, I do not have to give my peace away. Ask, how would the loving part of me speak today? Maybe the loving part of you speaks with fewer sharp words. Maybe it stops repeating complaints. Maybe it says, I need a moment, instead of reacting. Maybe it speaks kindly to the body. Maybe it blesses the morning. Maybe it chooses words that heal instead of words that harm. Maybe it tells the truth simply and softly. Ask, how would the strong part of me choose today? Maybe the strong part of you keeps one small promise. Maybe it drinks water. Maybe it stretches. Maybe it does the thing that matters before the day becomes too loud. Maybe it leaves yesterday behind. Maybe it does not explain too much. Maybe it catches one old thought and chooses a new one. Strength does not always look loud. Sometimes strength is quiet. Sometimes strength is one peaceful choice made when no one is watching. Say softly, today I practice being the person I am becoming. Let the words sink in. Today I practice being the person I am becoming. This is a very kind sentence because it does not demand perfection. It says practice. It says you are learning. It says growth is allowed to be a process. It says you do not have to be the new version perfectly today. You only need to practice. You are not trapped in the old version of yourself. The old version may have habits. The old version may have fears. The old version may react quickly, explain too much, complain too often, or wake up in worry. But the old version is not your prison. It is simply the place you are growing from. You can honor what it helped you survive and still choose something new. You can say, Thank you for trying to protect me, but I am ready to live differently now. See yourself moving through the day with a little more space around each reaction. A message arrives, and you do not rush into panic. You breathe first. A thought says, "You are behind," and you do not bow to it. You answer, "I begin where I am." A person speaks in a sharp way, and you do not throw your peace back at them. You pause. You remember who you are. You choose your words with care. See yourself doing one important thing with love, not 10 things, not everything, one thing. See yourself choosing the task that supports your future. See yourself starting it before the day takes all your energy. See yourself giving it 10 honest minutes. See yourself feeling the quiet dignity of keeping a promise to yourself. Let your body feel that dignity now. It is not pride in a harsh way. It is trust. It is the heart saying, "I can count on myself." See yourself meeting your body with kindness. You wake, you breathe, you stretch, you move gently. You do not speak cruelly to your body. You do not shame it. You do not compare it. You say, "Thank you for carrying me today." You let movement be love. You let breath be prayer. You let your feet on the floor remind you that you belong to this day. See yourself speaking less from fear. You do not explain your whole heart to people who are not ready to understand. You do not turn your life into a courtroom. You do not complain as your first language. You speak simply. You speak kindly. You speak when your words serve peace. And when silence is wiser, you rest in silence without guilt. See yourself leaving yesterday behind. A memory rises, and you do not hold it like a stone. You say, "I take the lesson and leave the weight." You release the old sentence. You choose a new one. You let the day be new. You let yourself be new in this moment, not perfect, new. This inner seeing is not a game. It is a practice. The mind needs a model. If you do not give it one, it may follow the old model. It may repeat the old fear, the old words, the old reactions, the old rush. But when you show the mind a new picture each morning, you begin to build a new path. At first, the path may feel faint, then it becomes clearer, then it becomes easier to find. Then one day, you notice you are walking it without trying so hard. You may not become calm in every moment today. That is all right. You are practicing. You may still react. You may still forget. You may still complain once. You may still reach for the phone too early. You may still feel fear. But now you have a picture to return to. You have a sentence. Today I practice being the person I am becoming. This sentence brings you back without shame. The person you are becoming is not far away. That person is not waiting years in the future. That person appears in small choices. That person appears when you pause before reacting. That person appears when you choose a kind thought. That person appears when you drink water with care. That person appears when you do not carry yesterday into today. That person appears when you protect your first 15 minutes. Each small choice is a doorway. Each small choice lets the new self come forward. Sometimes you may think change has to be dramatic, but deep change is often quiet. It happens in the moment when you do not repeat the old sentence. It happens in the moment when you breathe before speaking. It happens in the moment when you choose the long-term peace instead of the short-term habit. It happens when you treat yourself with love, even though the old voice says you do not deserve it. That is real change. Do not wait until you feel completely ready to become new. Practice now. Do not wait until life is easier. Practice now. Do not wait until your mind is perfectly calm. Practice now. The practice is what creates the calm. The practice is what builds the trust. The practice is what opens the new path. In your 15 minutes, close your eyes if you wish. Breathe slowly. Imagine the day ahead, not in every detail, but in feeling. See yourself walking through it with a little more peace. See yourself sitting, standing, working, speaking, and choosing from a calmer place. See yourself remembering your breath. See yourself placing your hand on your heart when the old fear rises. See yourself saying, "I can choose again." This is enough. Let the picture be gentle. Do not make it perfect. Do not imagine a day where nothing goes wrong and then feel upset when life is human. Imagine yourself meeting real life with more love. Imagine yourself being steady when something changes. Imagine yourself being kind when you feel pressure. Imagine yourself beginning again when you forget. This is a stronger picture because it can live in the real world. Your spiritual growth is not about never being tested. It is about remembering who you are when the test comes. It is not about never feeling fear. It is about not letting fear be your only guide. It is not about never making mistakes. It is about returning to love more quickly. It is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more truly yourself. Say, "I am not trapped in the old version of me." Say, "I am practicing the new one." Say, "I give my mind a loving picture to follow." Say, "Today I practice peace." Say, "Today I practice kind words." Say, "Today I practice choosing myself with love." These words help the mind know where to go. The person you are becoming may be calmer, more honest, more loving, more steady, more patient, more connected to the spirit within, more able to pause, more able to choose, more able to leave old pain behind, more able to hold peace in the middle of ordinary life. This person is already inside you as a seed. Your 15 minutes are how you water that seed. Do not ask the seed to become a tree in one morning. Water it, protect it, speak to it with love, give it light, return to it again and again. One day, what once felt like practice will become part of you. One day, the pause will come more naturally. The kind word will come more quickly. The phone will not pull you as strongly. The old fear will not lead so easily. You will feel the new self rising from within, not because you forced it, but because you cared for it. See that self now, the peaceful self, the steady self, the loving self, the self who begins the morning with breath instead of fear, the self who speaks with care, the self who moves with love, the self who takes the lesson and leaves the weight, the self who says, I choose my day from within. This self is not a dream. This self is a practice. And today you practice again. A new day begins with a new inner choice. Not always a big choice, not always a loud choice, not always a choice anyone else can see. Sometimes the choice is very quiet. It happens before the phone, before the messages, before the duties, before the old fear has taken the chair in your mind. It happens in the soft place where you say, I will begin with love. You do not need to win your whole life in one morning. You do not need to fix every pattern in 15 minutes. You do not need to become perfectly calm, perfectly focused, perfectly healed, or perfectly strong before the day begins. You only need to return to yourself. You only need to choose one loving thought, one peaceful breath, one kind word, one small movement, one fresh beginning. This is enough for the doorway. These 15 minutes are not small. They are the place where you remember who leads your inner world. Fear may knock, but fear does not have to lead. Worry may speak, but worry does not have to decide. Yesterday may return, but yesterday does not have to write today. The phone may call, but the phone does not have to be first. The world may ask for you, but you can answer your own heart before you answer the world. Put your hand on your heart now if you can. Take one slow breath. Let the breath enter like morning light. Let it move through the chest. Let it soften the body. Let it remind you that you are here. You are not yesterday. You are not your first worried thought. You are not the old habit. You are the one who can choose again. Say softly, the morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world. Let the words settle. The morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world. My breath belongs to me before it belongs to fear. My mind belongs to me before it belongs to worry. My heart belongs to me before it belongs to pressure. My energy belongs to me before it belongs to noise. Say, I choose my first thought with love. If the old thought comes, you can notice it. You can breathe. You can choose again. You can say, I am safe in this moment. You can say, I begin where I am. You can say, I take one step at a time. You can say, a thought is only a thought, and I can choose a new one. This is how the mind learns peace, not by force, but by loving return. Say, I release yesterday. Let yesterday become yesterday. Let the old mistake become a lesson, not a chain. Let the old pain become wisdom, not a home. Let the old shame fall from your shoulders. You can take the lesson and leave the weight. You can say, I release yesterday. I begin again. I am allowed to start fresh. Say it once, say it again. Let your heart believe it a little more each time. Say, my words are seeds. I plant them carefully. Today, you do not need to begin with complaint. You do not need to explain your soul to everyone. You do not need to speak from fear. You can speak with kindness. You can speak with truth. You can speak with peace. And when silence is wise, you can rest in silence. Your words can bless your day instead of burden it. Say, when I move my body, I awaken my power. Let your body be your friend. Let movement be love. Let breath be prayer. Let your feet on the floor remind you that you are supported. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands open. Let the body know we are safe enough to begin. You do not move to punish yourself. You move to come home to yourself. Say, today I practice being the person I am becoming. You are not trapped in the old version of you. You are not finished. You are not too late. You are learning. You are growing. You are becoming. Every pause is practice. Every kind thought is practice. Every loving word is practice. Every gentle movement is practice. Every time you choose again, you are practicing the new self. Let these words become a small inner ceremony. Not a ceremony that needs candles, music, or perfect silence. A ceremony made of breath. A ceremony made of attention. A ceremony made of love. A ceremony where you meet yourself before you meet the world. A ceremony where you say, I will not abandon myself today. The world may still be busy. The list may still be there. The people may still need things. The work may still wait. The messages may still come. But you will enter them differently when you have first entered yourself. You will carry a little more peace into the same rooms. You will bring a little more space into the same conversations. You will bring a little more kindness into the same duties. This is how the day changes. The change may be quiet. You may not notice it all at once. But one morning, you may realize you did not reach for the phone so quickly. One morning, you may realize the first fear did not rule you. One morning, you may realize you spoke to yourself with more love. One morning, you may realize yesterday felt lighter. One morning, you may realize your body felt like a friend. One morning, you may realize you are becoming the person you have been praying to become. And if tomorrow the old pattern returns, do not despair. Begin again. The mind learns by loving repetition. The heart heals through safe return. The body trusts through gentle care. You do not fail because you have to repeat the practice. Repetition is the practice. Returning is the practice. Choosing again is the practice. These 15 minutes are waiting for you like a clean page. You may write peace there. You may write strength there. You may write kindness there. You may write a discipline with love there. You may write, I am safe. You may write, I am guided. You may write, I begin again. You may write, this day can begin in love. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are here, and here is where the new choice begins. Not later, not when everything is perfect, not when life becomes easy. Here, in this breath, in this morning, in these 15 minutes, in the quiet place where your soul remembers its own light. Your day changes when you come back to yourself before you give yourself away. It changes when the first 15 minutes are no longer offered to fear, noise, pressure, or yesterday. It changes when you begin with breath. It changes when you choose your first thought with love. It changes when you stop letting old shame sit at the head of the morning. It changes when your words become seeds of peace. It changes when your body is treated like a friend. It changes when you give your mind a loving picture of the person you are becoming. You do not need a perfect morning. You only need a conscious one. You do not need to feel peaceful before you begin. You begin so peace has a place to grow. You do not need to believe every affirmation fully at first. You speak it because some part of you is ready to hear it. You do not need to change everything today. You only need to protect the first doorway. The first 15 minutes are a gift you give to your spirit. They are a quiet way of saying, I matter. They are a loving way of saying, my peace matters. They are a strong way of saying, fear will not lead me today. They are a gentle way of saying, I am allowed to begin again. So tomorrow morning, before the world enters, pause. Before the phone, pause. Before the old thoughts, pause. Before the list, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Take one breath. Let the morning meet you softly. Say, the morning belongs to me before it belongs to the world. Then choose one thought, one word, one movement, one promise, one small seed. Plant it with love. Water it with attention. Carry it into the day. I choose my thoughts. I choose my words. I choose my peace. I choose my life today. And so it is.